Q1. Does at the end of every 3 years refer to a different, additional tithe? No. Calvin argues that those who interpret this as a separate tithe are mistaken. It is not a new ordinance, but a clarification and supplementation of the original law. Its purpose is to prevent the priests and Levites from consuming the whole tithe by themselves while neglecting the poor, the sojourner, and the widow. Q2. Why does Calvin stress that it is not simply every 3rd year? A. Because the counting of years begins from the sabbatical cycle. Every 7th year is a sabbatical year in which the land lies fallow and there is no sowing or harvesting. If the 3rd year were calculated independently, it could fall on a sabbatical year when there would be no produce to distribute. Therefore, the reckoning must correspond to the 7-year cycle. Q3. What is different about the tithe in the 3rd year? A. After 2 consecutive harvest years, the tithe of the 3rd year is no longer reserved exclusively for the Levites. It is to be shared with the poor, the orphan, the widow, and the sojourner. In other words, that year is not a Levite-only year, but a year of common provision. Q4. What is the purpose of this arrangement? It establishes a remarkably just system. During the first 2 years, the priests and Levites receive sufficient provision. In the 3rd year, they are to allow the needy and the foreigner to share in it. This both secures the needs of those who minister and prevents them from drifting into excess through prolonged abundance. Q5. Why is the expression not more than 1/12 mentioned? A. Because within the 7-year cycle, 1 year requires the tithe to be shared with the poor. Averaged out, the portion that ultimately remains for the Levites is thereby limited. This structure neither deprives them nor allows an unhealthy concentration of resources. Q6. Why does God add the promise that they shall eat and be satisfied, and that the Lord will bless you? A. This is meant to encourage generosity among the people. God teaches that when the poor are satisfied, He Himself grants blessing to the giver. Mercy and liberality are therefore not losses, but acts of obedience accompanied by divine favor. Summary. Calvin explains that this passage does not institute a new tithe. Rather, within the 7-year cycle it designates a special year of shared provision, so that the Levites, the orphan, the widow, and the sojourner are all supplied. Through this, God teaches justice, moderation, and compassion, and He attaches His promise of blessing to a generous heart.